Hey folks, John Thompson, Spring Framework Guru here. So in this section of the course, we are actually going to build a real-world application. I'm pretty excited about this. It gives us an opportunity to actually show you how we go in and not only gather the functional requirements for an application, but how we do the design and how we step through real-world problems. And we're going to take it from a plain whiteboard, and we're going to get with the user, figure out the requirements of it, and then we'll go into a design phase and we'll rough out the design, and then we're actually going to go in, roll up our sleeves and build this application, and at the end we're going to deploy it, and we'll have an application with a real user, real world example. We'll probably get some feedback from the user in there, and we'll get a couple iterations. So I think this is going to be a very unique example for you, because you're going to be able to see how two experienced professionals, Dan and I, step through the process of creating an actual application. So this isn't a tutorial type exercise. This is a couple guys that have been developing software. We have combined experience of over 40 years in the industry of building applications. So you're going to be able to see what we're looking at, what we're thinking about, and how we apply the technology to it. And we have quite a toolbox to select from. I mean, we have JHipster, which is a phenomenal tool. You've already seen a lot of that in the course. And with angular.js, that gives us a lot of dynamic capabilities. We're going to have a real nice feel to the application, a Web 2.0 type feel, very dynamic. And then with Bootstrap CSS, that's going to give us responsive sizing. So this application is going to look good on mobile devices as well as desktops. And it's probably going to be primarily a mobile application, which is a strong concern for us, because we are going to have to provide for the needs of people on phones and different phone platforms, not only iOS, but also all the Android platforms, because runners are going to be coming to these. We'll need a tablet support as well as desktop. So there's a number of consumers that we have to be concerned with. And for our use case, AngularJS and Bootstrap CSS is an ideal thing. And then we'll be utilizing Spring in the back end. And Spring's going to give us not only getting into the database and not only the RESTful interfaces that AngularJS is going to utilize to interact with the database ultimately, but Spring is going to be using Spring Data JPA, and underneath the cover, so it'll be Hibernate, and we'll be getting into the database and storing persisting data that way. So this whole stack is going to come together nicely. I think there's going to be a role for Spring Security. We'll probably do a little Spring Social in there. So we'll be able to see how all these different projects, all these different technologies come together for this real world application. So I'm pretty excited about this. We're going to be able to do a lot of neat stuff here, and you're going to be able to take away a lot from this section of the course.